Let's see what the Root has to say about Jussie Smollett. So if you don't know what the Root is, it's a leftist paper that pretty much goes for the black audience in on the internet, and it's got over a million people liking it and over million and a half people following it. It's pretty big. So Chicago police have officially announced that Jussie Smollett is officially classified as a suspect in a criminal investigation alleging false police report. So Jussie Smollett, we knew it from day one. It's been suspect since day one, and people have been calling out on his bullcrap, and leftists are begging this story to be true. Unfortunately for them, it turned out to be true. It turned out to be false. Just like how fishy it is. So a lot of people in the theater industry like say that actors should not write stories because he orchestrated this whole thing, and it was such a crappy story to begin with. First of all, what kind of Trump supporters are in Chicago that what like the least likeliest thing? Two Trump supporters in hats in Sub-Zero in the polar vortex in the middle of Chicago, pretty much blue area, with the rope and some bleach in the middle of Chicago in 2 a.m. at night in the polar vortex. Who does that? Who act and they go after this guy? I'm assuming it's like freaking polar vortex. So he's like bundled. He's probably bundled up. So they recognize him and they go after him. And this all happens within 60 seconds, outside of the range of a camera. And you're supposed to believe that crap? Like, come on, dude. Like, this is obviously a crappy story for him to tell. This is such a shitty thing for him to do. But we finally concluded, and let's see what Black Twitter has to say. So, there's a comment section. So everyone is there's no people that were defending him initially. They're obviously they don't want to touch the story anymore because it's a third rail. Nobody really wants to focus on this anymore. It's both right and left. I've seen people on the right do the same thing. If someone turns out to be faking something or it turns out to be bull crap, they don't want to touch it, because you always want to be in the moral high ground. That feeds into your innate character, it's a human emotion. You always want to be on the right side of the argument. It's like it feeds our reptilian brains. So Chicago homicide in 2017, Chicago homicide cleared rate was 17. Look how much they put in versus solving murders. So this guy's he's trying to deflect. He's also a justice person, so he's trying to deflect, putting in a random statistic that is completely. Of course, Chicago police they're not that good, but let's stay on the topic here, buddy. I bet Jussie wished CPD had let this story go unsolved like many of their murder cases. Wow. So he's just saying like, oh my God, Chicago police, they only solve 17% of the murders, but they're just trying to. Let's see if he commented again. Don't forget, a lot of people won't snitch. Wow. You're going to investigate yourself. Good point. I'm curious to see the conclusion about this one. The biggest difference here is that people originally implicated spilled beans and were going to testify against this guy who, though he's not an A-lister, is well-known enough that he can't hide, or at least try to. These elements are always present in murder cases, never mind hypothetical hold someone out the type of charge. Like, don't take much of a work at all. The story stunk from day one, and the evidence is right there. He's a terrible liar. This is why my friends that work in Hollywood say you don't let actors write scripts, because this is the kind of story they'd come up with. His people better put 24-hour suicide watch on him because it's true that he pushed him over the edge because he stands. His career is freaking over. Nobody wants to touch this guy. The Daily Show made fun of Jussie Smollett. And you lost support of mainstream leftists when the Daily Show goes after you. Okay, if true, then pieces are falling as they may. What has happened to all the white people calling out 9/11 on black people? Didn't they get much attention? You mean the real victims might have explained the cops what they're doing, or the attack racist white men wearing MAGA hats every day? Don't worry, he's stereotyped white people in a way that could have gotten a family hurt or killed, put 2 innocent white people in jail, someone they falsely arrested, and caused harm to everybody in a riot had been started over white racists attacking black people in the streets of Chicago. And yeah, how about the might be victims someday and this hurt them? So here's a defense that a lot of leftists are going to. They're saying, hey, this definitely is, yeah, Jussie probably lied about it. You know, they can't really defend that, but they're like, hey, but hate crimes are real, dude. Hey, this doesn't take away from hate crimes. And some of them are like, oh, this brings light into some hate crimes. Stuff like that. They're obviously trying to deflect and go off on a tangent, try to get your attention, and try to not let you focus on this. Calling 911 on someone who's not committing a hate crime might be a false police report, but don't keep the people from blowing snot bubbles and whining about months on end. You're a funny bunch of clowns. And check out this comment. Has the president been charged? Because he's been lying since he's got in there. If you're going to hold him accountable for this lie, the president should be held accountable too. Black man guilty until proven innocent in America now. Innocent until proven guilty must only apply to certain individuals. So let's take a look at this woman's Facebook page. So she's definitely someone that's over the hill, but you know, probably has a family, but she's stuck in her ways. I don't know, bro. She's got some. You can't teach old dogs new tricks, and with this lady, it seems that she's someone that is not gonna she's stuck. She has Trump derangement syndrome. She's not gonna let this go. She's gonna harp on the president. There's legitimate things you can go on Trump. It's shady things he's done in the business world, but there's some things that don't make any sense, like the Russian narrative. It all started with the goddamn Manafort, or the Steele dossier, and that hasn't metastasized anything. But we're gonna get some results in about a week, so the investigation is gonna conclude in a week. But let's see what happens then. Who knows? Maybe Trump could get indicted. Who knows? But so far, I don't see anything happen to Trump. Please, if he set this up, keep praying for him, because he's crying out for help. What? Get the hell out of here. If people are trying to justify this guy, you gotta be kidding me. Wonder what the facts are. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a certain degree of skepticism, but there comes a point where you are, where you are completely detached from reality. This guy's, his story was shady from day one. He tried to get attention, and now he's going to pay the price. The FBI is involved with this, and now he's very likely to be in prison. So guys, if you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And my social media is in the description. Thanks a lot for listening, guys.